Hi, Tom Bushnell here. Hi, hey.
Hello. You are a confidence coach, are you?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Money for old rope.
You think?
Well, tell me why it's not. Go on.
Okay, well, you can have a look at my website. I'll go in more in detail about it, but I'll give you a brief explanation.
Go on.
There's a way to tap into someone's psychology and get into their confidence and work with them in such a structured way that you can actually make them feel superiorly confident within a matter of minutes if you know what you're doing.
Right.
And I work on a model. It's a psychological method that I use, which is called the emotional triad. And really what that is it's a way to control someone's emotional state. And if you know how to do that, like I said, you can get them into a state of confidence and supreme belief in themselves literally in a matter of minutes.
But what sort of people do you coach then? What kind of people do you deal with?
Okay, well, I work with professional footballers.
Right.
I've had some great results with teams I've worked with in the past. Worked with Cambridge United a couple of seasons ago, Millwall FC the year before that.
And they're all, and professional sportsmen and women these days, they're all switched on to this. They would never dream of saying to you, money for old rope, like I just did. They absolutely believe in it.
I've never heard that phrase, but that's fair enough. No, they've never said that to me, no.
Sorry.
But really, in sports, if you know, let's take the sport example and football in this case. Quite often you'll hear people on the television. Michael Owen said it last two Saturdays ago about Newcastle. Said the players are drained of confidence. But since Joe Canoe's been in there, he's done something and started to get them producing again. They came back and got a good 2-2 draw last Saturday.
So that's just about a new leader, though, isn't it? I mean, we've got the example of Fabio Capello. We've got the example of Kevin Peterson. It's the same personnel, effectively.
Yeah,
but a new leader has brought something refreshing to the table.
Yeah, you're right, they have. And what Joe or Capello or Kevin Peterson uses specifically, I don't know, because I've not actually spoken with them on a one-to-one. I've met other managers that know a few of the things that they do. But what I do when I'm hired by a club or a school or a youth group or a business, I go in and I use, like I said, this emotional triad, which consists of three things. It's your physiology, it's your language, it's the things that you say to yourself internally and externally, and it's also the things that you focus on and believe about yourself. And so if you combine all of those three things together in a positive and uplifting forward direction, you can only go one way, which is improve in your belief, your confidence, etc., and everything starts to kick on from there. If you use the emotional triad in the reverse way, you'll get into the states of depression, and you just you won't want to do anything. You'll just be in a real mess.
Okay.
So it's learning how to use that emotional triad in a positive and beneficial way to yourself. And that's what I really do. I coach people on that. I get them to go through quite a rigorous routine to get themselves into that state of confidence. And like I said, you can see some of that online. But all I can say is it works. You know, I've had great testimonials from football managers, and when the club is losing, you know, Cambridge lost 7 games on the spin. Jimmy Quinn, I know Jimmy. There was a personal friend of ours that introduced me to Jimmy. He got me in, and we won the next game 3-0. And then they were unbeaten for the next 6 games. Same thing the season before with Millwall. Unfortunately, it was towards the end of the season with Millwall. Then had a few games left. But Dave Tutts, the manager at the time, he was the caretaker manager. He got me in, and we went to Vicarage Road, which is Watford's home ground, and we beat Watford 2-0 at Watford, and that was down to the lads' efforts and taking on, you know, some of the principles that we taught them.
All right.
And so the things that I do, I'm all about quick turnaround and getting people from a state of wherever they are now into the state of being confident and moving forward and achieving the goal, whatever it is that they want to achieve.
Okay. And how much do I owe you for that advice, Tom?
Sorry, say that again?
How much do I owe you for that advice?
We'll talk afterwards, yeah?
How much do you charge an hour, just out of interest? You don't have to tell me. Yeah, you do. Tell me.
It depends. I structure it differently.
No.
Ish. Yeah, ish. Okay, if it's a team, you're talking in the hundreds. It can be, you know, to the top end of that if it's a team. If it's an individual, usually I'll charge it £100. You know, I'll charge that for my golfers.
An hour.
Working with a If
Okay.
I'm working with an individual on a one-to-one basis, if it's a huge squad of footballers or a school, then that's that's into the tens, if not hundreds of people, and so you charge accordingly, and it can be a whole day if it's a school, But if it's a professional football team, then you charge accordingly. But that's all done. We negotiate and work out what we need to do. But
okay, Tom, I'm going to stop you there, only because there's lots of other stuff to do. But thanks very much for ringing and coming on the programme. 5 Live. Thank you. Okay, thanks very much. It's 10:15. A couple of messages. Any chance of Spurs hiring Tom? Asks Ray.